Ian Brady's ashes have been scattered at sea. Child serial killer Ian Brady has finally been cremated and his ashes were scattered at sea. Welcome back to True Crime News. So glad to have you aboard. If this is your first visit, please remember to slap that follow button. This is your host, Ted Corner speaking. Let's jump right into the news. Ian Brady died in May 2017, and it has been a tug of war to get anybody to cremate the body of the evil killer. But finally his body was taken to Southport Crematorium under heavy police escort on October 25th, and afterward his ashes were driven to Liverpool Marine where it was dispatched to a secret location at 2:30 a.m. It has emerged his ashes were buried at sea. In previous videos, we have covered the controversy about the dead serial killer and his reportedly demands on how and where he wanted his remains to be scattered. If you haven't watched our other videos about Ian Brady, we will leave a link for them on the screen and in the description. When it came to light, he might have had a wish for his ashes to be scattered on Saddleworth Moor, where he, together with his lover Myra Hindley, buried his victims. The public became outrageous. At one point, one could think, will we ever get rid of this notorious child killer, as his body was kept in cold storage for 5 months. But after 5 months, Brady's body was finally collected from the morgue at Royal Liverpool Hospital at around 9 p.m. on October 25th. His body was taken to Southport Crematorium under heavy police escort before the cremation began at 10 p.m. His ashes were then driven to Liverpool Marine and dispatched at sea at a secret location at 2:30 a.m. the following day. Brady's body was disposed of without ceremony, flowers or music, at the orders of a High Court judge. The brother of Lesley Ann Downey told his sister didn't get to choose how she was buried, so he would like to have flushed Ian Brady's ashes down the toilet. John Kilbride's brother Terry told the families of the victims had been told in advance what would happen to Brady's remains. Terry told how he was told Brady would be cremated in Southport, then driven all the way through Liverpool afterwards, and then his ashes would be taken out to sea with the police, and then his urn would be dumped in the sea. The urn was made of salt and would disintegrate after about 10 or 15 minutes of being in the water, so it will have sunk to the bottom. Mr. Kilbride told he had been under the impression that Brady was going to be burned and put in the ground of a prison, but he thinks to put him in the sea is the next best. Kilbride told his family, the Bennetts and the Downeys, how the burial of Brady would turn. Mr. Kilbride praised Tameside Council, which he said fought a legal battle to frustrate Brady's last wishes and to ensure that his ashes were not scattered on Saddleworth Moor. He also added how he honestly didn't think Brady should have had any wishes. He didn't think the serial killer had any right to expect anything when he died. But this was the only way to really put the families at ease and the public as well. Mr. Kilbride describes how Brady, even in prison, managed to keep tormenting the victims' families because he was clever and manipulative. As Kilbride added how Ian Brady always managed to show up on TV or in the papers, and it was always around an anniversary or Christmas. Brady actually died on John Kilbride's birthday, May 15th. Mr. Kilbride tells people probably can't imagine how that feels. Ian Brady and Myra Hindley shocked the nation as they tortured and murdered 5 children in the 1960s. Pauline Reade disappeared on her way to a disco on July 12, 1963, and John Kilbride was snatched in November the same year. Keith Bennett was taken on June 16, 1964, after he left home to visit his grandmother. Lesley Ann Downey was lured away from a fun fair on Boxing Day 1964, and Edward Evans was killed in October 1965. Brady and Hindley later confessed to the murders of Pauline and Keith. The bodies of the children were difficult to find, but it turned out 4 of the victims were buried on Saddleworth Moor. Pauline's body was discovered in 1987 following a search of Saddleworth Moor, and her family believed they had finally laid her to rest after a funeral ceremony. One victim's body has never been found. It is the body of Keith Bennett, and even from his prison cell, Ian Brady kept tormenting Keith's family by refusing to tell where they could find the remains of the boy so they could give him a proper burial. Ian Brady, who got known as the Moor's murderer, died at Ashworth High Security Hospital in Maghull, Merseyside. He had been there since 1985. Even before his death, the twisted serial killer was still claiming that the horrific murders were entirely justified. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more true crime news and true crime updates. Don't miss out on all the true crime articles we share with our community. Make sure to subscribe to our other social media sites. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. For you leavers, remember to subscribe and click the bell. See you in the next video.